back end, you say you're focused on what you're doing. So then how can you make an assessment of Sam Howell?
And look, I can go by what I see every day. I'm not claiming to be some quarterback guru. I'm not claiming to say that my opinion is right, but, that's what I'm giving, my opinion. And I've seen a lot of quarterbacks play. And obviously, I can't tell you everything over the radio like we're having a closed conversation. I mean, that's just, not realistic. But based on what I've seen, now, mind you, I'm a D tackle, so in my opinion, trustworthy. I mean, that's up for you to decide. But I've seen a lot of football in my lifetime, and I know that Sam Howell can play quarterback at a high level. Because, what people don't really understand is, people think that players in the NFL, you have good players and you have bad players. And I really don't believe there's bad players in the NFL. I think there's players who need certain opportunities to shine, and then you have players who can shine regardless of the opportunity. And in the NFL, that's why you see guys like Josh Dobbs come in and just blow up on the scene. Some certain guys just need the right opportunity to play. And
Addressing the Junkies interview, this is what actually Jonathan said. I've also posted it here, but this is my analysis afterwards. The Junkies asked him at 3 minutes and 52 seconds, 0.07 into his interview. Does it ever get to a point where you talk to your wife, maybe, if they just move me? And Jonathan said, 100%. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. I play this game to win. I would love to win here, for sure. But I want to win. First and foremost, that is what it is at the front and center of my mind. And my career is to make sure I have an opportunity to win. Would that include having your agent talk to the team in the offseason, the Junkie said? And Jonathan replied, I mean, if that's what it takes, I'm not going to sit here and talk about possibilities, future. I am focused on the next 4 games to do what I can do to help this team win. Then evaluate things at the end of the season. Then they even tried to bait and switch with him and ask him a question of jealousy and degrading Chase, all in the same as they were teeing it up. And he said his answer was no. His answer was no. He's not jealous. He said it would be foolish for him to be jealous after he done signed the contract of his dreams. Can you guys just continue to report stuff accurately? Stop going into the hype. Jonathan did not say he didn't want to be here. Jonathan did not say the horrific things that I'm hearing other media posts say. Jonathan simply said he thought about it. Anybody going through a 3-13 season has thought about, hey, maybe I need to make moves. But after that, he signed his contract. He believes. My question is, and it's not been about Jonathan, it's been about everybody else. But now I am looking at Jonathan because he said a couple of things that, as a leader of the team, you have to know. I have to know who Tyreek beat because that's a guy I have to lift up so that we can win. If you don't know who Tyreek beat, then what are you doing? Are you paying attention to the game or are you just sitting on the bench? Because if you're just sitting on the bench, take the C off. See, the C is for captain of the team, not captain of the defensive line, captain of the team. Did you go up to Terry and say, Terry, you getting looks? He said, Terry be like, yeah, I don't care if I get looks, I want to win. And I walk over to EB, yo, 17 ain't got a ball, goddammit, let's get it. We want to win. I mean, how does it happen? How does it work? I don't understand. There's too much disconnection for me. There's a disconnection between the defensive line and the defensive backs. How can there be a disconnection? When you say Cody Barton, you don't even have a nickname for Cody. You're supposed to have a nickname for Cody Barton. It's supposed to be CB or something. You're like, Cody Barton gave the calls. You don't even listen to Cody Barton giving calls. Or you don't believe the calls. And if you don't believe the calls, game day is not the time to say, I don't believe in these calls. You're the captain. If you don't believe in the calls, tell them why. Sit there in that film room and say, you see how they're doubling me, and you see how they're doubling him, and you see how we're not getting that push up the middle? We need to send somebody up the middle. And so you go, OJ Mayo. You go Mayo. You say, Mayo, you are a big linebacker. You can't do much in our pass game, but we'll send you up the middle on this particular pass option so that we can get Tua off his mark. These are different things that should take place. And the fact that they're not taking place is very, very disrupting. We're in week 14. This is stuff that you already work out by week 6. And I know losing them boys was tough. Don't say it wasn't. They're great in the locker room. They give a lot of voice to a lot of people. But when you moved on for them, that was the time that somebody, somehow they should have had a meeting. And I don't know that it didn't happen, but I'm saying it should have happened, where you sit down with KJ and you sit down with Hill and you make those calls necessary to get them boys ready to play at the level that they're not accustomed to playing. They're not accustomed to being that guy to make the play. They're not. They're accustomed to that being that guy that helps to make a play, not the guy to make a play. Tip of the spear as opposed to the spear is a different world. And now they're both the tip. Again, these are things that a captain would do. And the fact that y'all invited, and no offense, he came, he does a great job, love him to death, Hall of Famer. But Bruce Smith played here, he's the leading sack getter of all time. And he plays your position. And you never called him? We are 14 weeks in. Darryl Green said, I'll work with you. And Forbes never called him. Something's wrong with your coaching. Something is definitely wrong with your coaching. I just watched Hill get caught by an arm bar. You are standing there talking to freaking Ryan Kerrigan in a franchise that has 137 years. And you don't tell him how to get through the arm bar. Make it make sense, because I can't make sense of it.